Well, I hope everyone is having a nice new year so far.
Not that there's much of it so far, but
no, but
hopefully it's been good so far.
It will take me probably 3 months to
get used to saying 2024.
2024, yes. It'll take me several months.
It used to be that way when I wrote it all the time. I hardly ever write it nowadays, so.
Right. So
yeah.
I just have to think about it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I really, because I write it so little or say it so little, I really have to think about sometimes, what year is it? What year are we living in?
What month is it?
Yeah, what month is it? Because that's just something that goes away when you don't write a lot of checks and stuff. Is you don't have the need for that. But we had, of course, the family over for Christmas, and the Andrews family. You've got Andrew and Christina, his wife, and then you have the 3 kids. You have Gavin and Amelia and Evie. Well, all of them had been sick at one time or another. And, of course, they went to the doctor. They got tested for strep and COVID and the flu and all that stuff. They don't have any of that. It's just this crud that's going around, this general crud. And they're basically like, you just got to get over it. And Evie in particular, the youngest, she's 4. She was feeling really bad on Christmas Eve when they came over.
She was even tired.
Yeah, she was tired. I mean, she was...
of course, once she started opening presents, she was pretty perky.
Yeah, once she started... Yes, but while we were eating, she was like... She didn't feel like eating, And she was in that space where it's like, I don't want to eat because I don't feel good.
No.
And so anyway, they're all feeling better. But I caught Evie's crud. So...
and I'm staying away from her.
And yeah.
Not that it matters, but...
Yeah, well, do you want to tell about your little medical issue?
What?
You can tell them why Kevin probably won't get the crud because Kevin is taking an antibiotic.
Yeah. I had a sty on my eye, and I don't know, a sty on my eye, like sly. In some of the videos, I'm sure if you really look, you'll see it swollen and red.
Some of the reviews,
it's puffy on my right eyelid, and so I was putting warm compresses on it and stuff like that for a couple days, and it's getting smaller, but it's taking a while to go down. It's just not really going. But I had it, and then it went away for like a week, and then it came back.
And then it came back.
So so I ended up doing as part of our insurance, we do this online doctors, like you can get on the computer and have a doctor's visit online. It doesn't cost a dime.
And you don't have to go into the doctor's office with a bunch of sick people.
No, you just do it on the computer through the video and stuff. So I said, I'm pretty sure I have a sty. And he said, get closer to the camera. So I got my eye close to the camera, and he said, yep, that's a sty. And he said, probably it'll go away on its own, but just to be sure, we'll give you some oral antibiotics and some antibiotic drops for your eyes. So I'm doing that. The antibiotics I'm taking, I only take 2 tablets every 12 hours. So I don't know what kind of antibiotic it is. But I don't remember all the names. Some of these people will rattle all these drug names. Like, I don't know. That's an antibiotic. That's all I know. So yeah, I might not get the infection part of the sickness, the crud. Yeah, unfortunate too.
I know. Of what I have?
Yeah, I may not get that, like a sinus infection or a chest infection or something like that. I may still get the stuffy nose and the sinus problems. I just won't get the infection part of it. Hopefully.
Well, the good thing for me is that I told Kevin something, and it sounds weird, but I said if I had to be sick, this is the kind of sick I would choose to be.
Like runny nose.
Because I do not like being stopped up. I don't like my nose being stopped up.
That's because she can't breathe through her mouth.
I like to breathe out in and out my nose. And I'm not a mouth breather, And so I like to breathe in and out my nose. And I do not, one of the things I hate the most when you're sick is either a really stuffed up nose or when your throat feels like there's something, like I've had it before to where I felt like a lump was in my throat, and that was scary. It was truly, because you can't swallow as good and you feel like you're not breathing as well or anything. And so I said, if I had to be sick, this is the kind of sickness I would choose, because I'm I'm blowing my nose a lot, so I'm red, under my nose and everything, but I can still taste food because I love to eat, and so I can still enjoy my food, and I can still breathe in and out my nose and everything. I have a little bit of a cough, but it's not bad. And
it's not a deep chesty cough. It's just a cough.
No. So is, I haven't had a headache or anything. Andrew actually said that he had a headache a couple times from this.
I think it's more sinus pressure than anything.
I think so too. But they didn't have any medicine or anything, and they've gotten over it. It's one of those things.
Not much you can do for just a cold.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you wait it out, then you're gonna go through the process, and you're gonna get rid of it. I think we did the same thing when we got back from the cruise.
Yeah, pretty much. You get the vacation cold.
Yes, we've gotten sick. I think
every time
twice.
we go on vacation.
I only remember twice.
I get sick every time I go on vacation.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I remember coming back from Hawaii. My sinus was stopped up.
You got
and
sick in Hawaii.
My ears popped.
You got sick in Hawaii.
I did. And my ears got pressure behind them, and they wouldn't pop, and literally it felt like my head was going to explode.
Yeah.
It was awful.
And that's terrible.
I was sick in Hawaii because I was, I felt really bad that one day.
He actually had to lay down. Like we all
took a nap.
Yeah, he took a nap. We all stayed in the hotel room, and I think Ashley was probably maybe on her phone, and I was probably on my phone answering comments or something like that. And yes, we could have gone out, but we didn't. But he laid down and rested because he was absolutely miserable.
And I felt better the next day. It was funny, or mostly better, or better.
You felt better, but we had to go on a bus tour.
Yeah.
When we went to that shave ice place.
Yeah, that's when I felt the worst.
And Ashley and I.
You guys ate a really nice meal, and it's like, I can't eat.
They had these huge onion rings that were absolutely delicious.
Burgers, they all look good.
And Kevin just did not feel good at all when we went to that place.
The shave ice was good.
The shave ice was good. Yeah, but he was not feeling good. It makes me wonder, though, any of you all listening, have you ever been sick on vacation to like you weren't sick when you left the house, you were perfectly fine when you left, or you thought you were, and then you got there and something happened and you just got sick? Because there's nothing you can do about it once you're there.
No, gotta go.
Yeah, you just have to go with it.
And we got sick when we came back from
the cruise.
Florida.
Oh, Disney.
Yeah, when we went to Disney, we both were sick after that.
Yes, we were both really sick after that.
But it's funny when we do get sick on vacation, you can always tell because we do the video, so we can always kind of hear it in our voice. The last day of vacation, you can usually start hearing it in our voices that they're getting a little chesty and croupy,
And it's funny because I've told you before, when I'm editing the videos, if I'm sick when I get home, I'm like, oh, I'm sick. I wonder when I caught this. When I'm editing the videos, I can hear myself. Oh, I sneezed right there. I sneezed. I bet you that's when I was catching it and getting it, and I didn't know I was getting it.
No.
And so yeah, you can always hear it back in the videos to where you didn't know it at the time. But yeah, you'll have to let us know that, because that would be awful to spend a lot of money. And we never get insurance.
No, the travel insurance.
We never get travel insurance.
Unless we're in the hospital, we're going.
Yeah, we're going. No matter what, we're going to go. But I have noticed, Kevin and I have been out at stores and stuff like that, and I've noticed a lot of not only children, but adults as well.
Everybody's coughing.
Sneezing, coughing. Yeah, a lot of people are going through this. And so hopefully, normally it only lasts about a week.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing, is even if you're not taking any medicine at all, normally if you count it down about a week, then it goes away. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that's good.
But we had a good Christmas and got all the Christmas stuff put away, and got all that stuff put up in the attic. It didn't seem to be as much trouble this year. I don't think getting stuff put up. No. So, and it's the funny thing is my sister, the day I was putting my Christmas stuff up, my sister called me and she said, I just finished putting my Christmas stuff up, vacuuming the floor, and she said, I hate to say it, but I'm glad it's over with. She said, I'm glad it's done. And I can understand that because, you know, you've got, it takes up space, and you've had it out for usually a month, and you just want some normalcy. So it's not like you didn't enjoy it while it was out. You enjoyed it immensely. And
you miss it when it's gone, but then again, you're like, I'm kind of glad to have the space back too.
Right, exactly. So, you know, I did the vacuuming and all that, and I told Kevin, I said, what I do is we have so many like little things sitting out all over the house that in order to get all the Christmas stuff out, I have to hide stuff. I have to put stuff in drawers or cabinets or whatever. And I was putting the Christmas stuff up, and there was one point that I told Kevin, I said, I've hid some stuff for myself. I said, I'm looking for some stuff that I want to set out, and I've hidden it for myself, and I don't remember where I hid it. Well, you never did ask me where I found the stuff I was looking for. It was above the refrigerator in that cabinet.
Oh. Yeah, I do remember putting some stuff up there.
Well, yes, I got back up there and I was able to get the stuff back down. Yeah, because it's like, where did I put the stuff? I know I didn't get rid of it. Where did I put it? I put it up in that in the cabinet above the refrigerator. I'm so pleased.
The oddest cabinet in the kitchen.
You know what though? It's
a long-term storage.
I love our cabinets. I really, really do. I don't regret anything about the cabinets.
I don't either.
When we remodeled our kitchen, it's been like, what, 10 years ago or something? The whole series, it's ridiculous. It's like 20 parts, is on YouTube. When we remodeled the kitchen, we went to Lowe's and we picked out the cabinets. And we picked out the cabinets and the countertops and all that stuff. And I regret nothing about those cabinets because they are deep. There's tons of them.
Oh, yeah. Tons around.
And I just love them. And that one above the refrigerator, it's huge.
It's just hard to get to because you have to climb up in a chair or something to get up to it.
Yes, and I love the one in the corner, the one that we keep our mugs and cups and stuff in. It's a corner cabinet, so it's super, super, super deep. It goes back a lot further than you would think. So we are in Family Dollar, and we very rarely come in here. I don't even think we came in here during Christmas, but they have some leftover Christmas stuff here. But then they have a bunch of Valentine stuff here, Nerds and Pez, and look, Fruit Loops gummies. Mike and Ike, Sour Punch. Oh, they have some cotton candy. We came in here just to see if they had anything different from the other stores. But, oh, they have Easter, Kevin. Oh, wow, yeah, they have Easter stuff. Ooh, my favorite black jelly beans. I think this is their brand of jelly beans. Sweet Eats. But that's all they have out so far.
I love a good jelly bean.
So now we're in the Dollar General, and this is what they have out so far for Valentine's Day. I don't see any Easter here.
They put those in
in a heart. Yeah, they don't have much here. This is it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and look, they've got this stuff.
They're gonna start hanging out.
So they're gonna start getting, this is Valentine's stuff. All this is Valentine's stuff too. They just haven't gotten it out yet. It looks like, yeah.
Plush.
Yeah. So we are in Walgreens now, and they have, look at the Squishmallows. Her name is Shelly. I don't know why, but that's what her name is. They have some big bears with hearts. They have a big squishmallow. And you know they'll get more out.
There's those pencils that little hearts you pop out and flip them around.
They sell a lot of Russell Stover here. So they have the Russell Stover hearts, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, caramel and marshmallow.
That smells like soup.
But on the other side, just so you know, they still have tons of Christmas stuff. 50% off Christmas stuff.
The rest of this is kind of like just gift things.
Oh, Pokemon holiday calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So this was it for Valentine's Day. Look at this, Squishville. So in Walmart, they have some Easter stuff. Just a very small section of Easter stuff. But they do, lemon crisp. But they do have a lot of Valentine's hearts.
Look, the mother's a puppy love.
Oh, yeah, the mother's crackers or animal crackers. Oh, a Barbie show. That's cool.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. No clue what it is.
Pez dispensers. This whole side is just like hearts and stuff so far. There's some M&M bark, but I think we just had that same bark down there at on the bottom.
Oh yeah, just they're in pink bags, and they're pink and white M&Ms. Look, they have a fortune chocolate covered fortune. I can imagine.
So they have some Kit Kat. They have a giant.
Did we buy one of these giant Kit Kats? Because that's actually a giant Kit Kat.
No, we bought like a giant Hershey bar.
That's a rip-off because it was just 18 candy.
And then on this side, that M&M chocolate bark is the exact same thing we just tried. It's just in different colors. And I don't see anything new. What's back here?
We got a few little stuffed animals.
Oh, those are cute. Be my Valentine. Oh my. Does he do something? Oh my word. I would not buy that.
Feed a horse, ride a cowboy.
I hate that. Okay, I wouldn't buy either one of those. Neither one of them. Aw. You could hold that at night.
It's not that good. This is early.
Yeah, they haven't gotten a lot out here.
This is about gummy bears.
Oh, yeah, it's a flocked bear. That's what those are called, flocked bears. They have little gnomes. They have some Valentine wreaths.
Make your own chocolates.
And then all this is empty space. Look, on both sides. Empty, empty. Yeah, you know what's coming, but... tablecloths.
Press on nails.
Oh, yeah.
Hot tamales.
So in Walmart, these are the market side pretzels. This stuff is out in the bakery for Valentine's Day. And I figured we'd just show you real quick.
Really thin, sugar-free.
very, very thin sugar cookies. Bakery bling. Then they have sugar cookies and these. That's fudge. They had that out for, we've reviewed that too. They had some of these out for Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, decorate.
Yeah, so they're still trying to get rid of the Christmas stuff. 50% off. So we are in Michael's now, Michael's craft store, and I wanted to show you these soldiers because they were 60% off. I thought they were awesome looking. 60% off, and they're so tall. So I told Kevin, I said, go over and stand next to them so we can see how tall they are. So Kevin's like 5'10" or something like that. And so these were really tall, but they had all their Christmas stuff 60% off. The reason I decided to voice over this section is because while I was filming all the Valentine stuff and Christmas stuff, I pulled out my phone. So I was recording on my cell phone instead of my vlogging camera. And it was deathly quiet in this Michael's. There was no music or anything. So I was being extra quiet during this section. So we're in the Walmart in Lexington, and they do have some more stuff out over here than we had in our Walmart. So we'll just see if we see anything interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of the same stuff, honestly.
Yeah, these are all the shares. There's your dad. What were you? Strawberry swirl? What did you say you wanted? M&M's? There's those friends things again.
Oh, yeah.
What's your candy? Chocolate.
This is like what we had out in Winchester. We had a whole row of hearts, yeah. Yeah, and then remember, this is where we got the fortune cookies and the truffles. So it's laid, they've got it laid out exactly the same. And then here's the Easter, hold on, Kevin. And then I think they've got a lot more of their paper stuff out, like napkins and stuff like that, because ours had a lot of space. Not wasted space, it was just that they hadn't gotten it. They just hadn't filled anything up yet.
Boxes you can put cookies and stuff down.
Oh, yeah. Look, Meltums. We've reviewed a bunch of those. And they were really good to eat just by themselves.
Beavis and Butthead.
I am the great Cornholio. Come to Butthead. They have teachers' gifts over here. So this is, a lot of this is bears, stuffed animals.
I'm a crab.
That's cute. And let me give you crabs for Valentine's Day. I gave you a crab for Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh.
Germ.
Yeah, let me give you my germs for Valentine's Day. What's in these bags back here? Oh, putty. I swear there's another crab right there.
Feel that.
Oh, yeah.
Like foam or soap or something.
That feels good, yeah. They have puzzles, highlighters, pens. You've always liked those. I have too, though, to be fair.
Oh, like that.
Oh, that's cool.
With the Minecraft. little Valentine's thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Blue. What's that for? Is that for Valentine's too?
Oh, it's Minecraft. Yeah, that's Minecraft. That's really cool. You could put candy in there though. Yeah, it says Valentine card holder. Yeah, you could put Lego people in it. I mean, that's pretty cool. Oh, and here's the Valentine's Day cards. Mickey Mouse, Princess, Furby. Yeah, I always like to see what's popular.
It's funny how much they still stuck around after years.
And this whole side's just been more and more stuffed animals. Hopefully everyone is having a good New Year so far. We are. It's been completely normal, which is fine with me. No drama. That's how everybody wants it, right? No drama. The school has started back. So our daughter teaches school, and they've started to go back now, and it's been a transition for her because her sleep schedule was so messed up. So she's been reading a lot of books lately, and she can devour books. She really can. I don't know anybody personally that can read as fast as she does. She reads very, very fast. I'm on the opposite side where I read really, really slow. And that's just me. And plus, I try to make books last. So I'll only read a chapter a night in a book, and so it'll last me forever, which I don't mind. But I think some people would be like, come on, I want you to, I know she has said before she wants me to get to certain parts in a book or read a certain book, and it's like she wonders, why is it taking me so long? Well, I don't read all day. I wait until I go to bed. I've said this before, and then right before we go to sleep I will read. And so her sleep schedule was totally messed up because she would stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning reading, because she would read all this time and book after book and just finish one and go on to another one. And so she really had to, it took some dedication to get her back on a normal sleep schedule. So she's back to her normal schedule. Kevin is back to his normal schedule. He's already had a lot of meetings and already dealing with a lot of stuff, and so he's doing his thing. And of course traffic has picked up again, because traffic always, we live on a busy road and traffic always picks up. And so everything has, we're going back in the schedule of things. But I mentioned Ashley reading. I finished my first, some of you had recommended Louise Penny. I've had a lot of authors recommended to me. And so I have a book reader, and I have a bunch of different books on that book reader, and I'm just kind of randomly selecting one. So I don't remember who told me about what book, or you may have given me a specific author and not given me a book at all. So someone had recommended Louise Penny, and so I read and finished my first Louise Penny book, which was called Still Life. And for some reason, I don't know why I had it in my head that the book took place in Britain. And maybe I just assumed that it would take place in Britain because, I don't know, because I like MC Beaton, what writes about the Cotswolds, or she did before she died. And Agatha Christie is British, or was British. And so maybe I just thought Louise Penny, for some reason, I thought it was going to be it was going to take place in Great Britain. But it actually took place in Canada. And so what caught me off guard about her writing is that, I don't know, she might do this in every book. I don't know. I would like to know, though. She'll throw in some French words because it's very common, you know, in Canada, I think, to speak French as well. And so that, there were things that, like,
like it would hang out, it would hang me up a little bit. You know, I mean, it wasn't a terrible thing, but it would hang me up a little bit because I wasn't expecting there to be French words in there. But I did enjoy the book. But instead of reading another one of her books right after that one, I have moved on to a different author. So now I'm reading one by, I wrote it down, Sherry LaPena? That might not be right. Sherry LaPena, The Couple Next Door. That is the name of the book I'm reading right now. It's The Couple Next Door. And I can already tell you right away that this book is an easier read than Louise Penny. The books that I read before, The Housemaid, those books were an easy read. They were, I compared them a lot to like a V.C. Anders book. Very easy read. Louise Penny is not, it's not a hard book to read, but it's not I would say it's not an easy read to where it just, you want to devour it, and it, they're just more advanced books. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I have to concentrate more on them is what I'm trying to say. Like, I guess this book, it's just like, it's just easier to read. The Couple Next Door, it's easier to read so far. And I've only read like the first 3 chapters. But it just, there aren't as many characters that are introduced to you at once. And there's not as much detail. There's not as like, they don't describe things as thoroughly as in the Louise Penny book. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like I said, it's just I would want to point that out, that the Louise Penny is a more thorough, in-depth look at this community and what's going on, and you get a lot of detail, whereas you don't get that level of detail in these other books. But I enjoyed that book, and I'm enjoying this one that I'm reading right now. It's kind of nice though to go from a more advanced book, and just some people wouldn't be advanced at all, but just go from this detailed book to go to something that's easier to read. So I am enjoying that. Also, you may hear in my voice, I talked to you in the beginning of the week about having the crud. And I got the crud, and it's just one of those things that I don't need to go to the doctor. I don't need to get on some antibiotic or something like that, because it's gonna go away. It's gonna take a few days to go away. So I've never lost my appetite or anything like that. I've never lost my appetite. I've never lost my taste. I think I said that earlier, which is good. That's a good thing, because I love to eat. But my ears, sometimes when I'll blow my nose, my ears will crackle. They'll get this crackling in them, and it's only the one. It's not the other one, but it doesn't hurt. And thank goodness it's not like an inner ear infection, because I think I've only had 2 inner ear infections my whole life, and it was horrible. You feel extremely dizzy and extremely sick. And when I say sick, I mean like pukey sick. You do not want to have an inner ear infection. If you've never had one, consider yourself very, very lucky. But this is, so like, I'm not blowing my nose all the time, and it's not constant or anything like that, and it's definitely going away, and I feel better overall. So that is slowly going away. Kevin's eye is, it's gotten a little bit better. He still has that it's like a little knot under his eyelid, and I can still see it, but it's not as prominent as it was. The thing is he's finished with his antibiotic. he's finished with the antibiotic, and all he has left is these drops. And so I'm wondering, how long do you wait for that antibiotic? I mean, should it have not gone away by now? Because I feel like I shouldn't be able to see it at all. But then it's like, well, it may, you know, some medicines, when you take them, they say it takes time. You know, once it gets in your body, it takes time to do its thing. And so I guess we'll know, because it might pop up. It might pop up more prominent if it doesn't go away completely. So we'll just have to see. It was hilarious the other night. Somebody asked me, we had done a crumble cookie review. And somebody had said, what kind of knife do you all use? And I thought, well, I don't know what that knife is. And so I went in the kitchen and I looked on the knife, and I turned it over, and I didn't see anything written on it, and I didn't see anything on the handle or anything like that. And so I left the comment until I could ask him. And so I asked him, I said, do you know what kind of knife that is you used during the crumble cookie review? And he said, oh, it's not on there. And I said, no, it's not on there. I said, I looked, because I was letting him know, I looked. You don't need to look, because I've already looked. And I said, I looked, it's not on there. And he said, oh, okay, well, he said, I think we bought it at Home Goods. So I was in the kitchen, and the knife was in the drain where we had used it earlier. Like, we had done a crumble video, a review earlier. And so the knife was in the drain. And so I said something about the knife, and he asked me a question about the knife. So I pulled it out, and I looked at it, and I put it back. I said, see, there's nothing on it. I put it back up. And for some reason, he got it, and he wasn't looking for a label, because I had already assured him over and over that there was no name on this knife. And he wanted to know if there were rivets, like how many rivets were holding the handle together. And so I said, well, there it is. So he grabbed it and looked at it, and he said, Cuisinart. And I was like, what? And he said, Cuisinart. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. And he said, no. And he started laughing. He thought that was the most hilarious thing, because I had literally looked all over this knife. Well, what it was is Cuisinart is written on the knife, but it's faded. It's really, really, really faded. And so if you didn't shine it in the light just right, you would have completely missed that. So even though I looked at it, I think I was looking for something dark. I looked at it over and over. It was like at the top of this knife, and it wasn't on the handle. It was actually on the blade, but it was towards the top. But if you didn't look at it just right, you would have never seen Cuisinart. So anyway, he just thought that was hilarious. And so I've like blown all trust. So here I tell him all the time, I've checked, you don't need to check. I've done it, you need to just trust me. I say that all the time. Well, I just blew all trust that he had, because I assured him over and over that I had looked on this knife, and there you go. It was Cuisinart. So that killed me. But what else did I want to talk to you all about? Resolutions. I know some of you have made resolutions. You're probably wondering, Tammy, what are your resolutions? Do you and Kevin have any resolutions? We do not. We really do not make resolutions. We just don't. I know some people used to, years ago, I would be like, I want to lose this much weight, or I want to go on a diet, or I want to pay this bill off. Usually for us, we would resolve to pay a bill, because we had bills that we could pay off at that time. So we would have like a credit card, Or we would have like where we would go like to get new tires on the car, and you can get like a Firestone card, and we would have to, where we didn't have the money to pay for them, we would have to put them on a card, and we would owe that. Or we would have like J.C. Penney card, or where we would need, one of us would need a new winter coat, and we didn't have any money at all, no extra money at all. So we would have to go get a JCPenney credit card or a Kohl's credit card just so that we could afford to buy a new coat. Or school. School would come up where they would need, Ashley would need clothes for school or something like that. And we didn't have the money to buy dress code clothing. And so we would get a credit card to pay that off. Well, then we would resolve, okay, let's try to pay this bill off, and then after you pay, we would always try to do the lowest amount. So like if we owed $200 on this card, or maybe it wasn't even a credit card, maybe it was to the hospital, maybe we had a $50 that we would owe to the hospital, and $200 we would owe to Kohl's, and then maybe $1,000 we would owe on the car or something like that. Well, we would always pay off the lowest one first. So let's pay off whatever I said that was, the $50 to the hospital or whatever. Pay that off, and then you can mark that off, and then you move on to the next one, and you try to pay another one off, and then keep doing that until, you know, see how many bills you can pay off. So used to our big resolutions, it always came down to the bills. Let's pay off a bill. Well, thank goodness, no complaints. We no longer have credit cards. We don't have credit card debt. We do have a credit card, but we only keep it like if we were to go overseas, and so there's nothing on it at all. Like, I don't even know if we would have to, I guess we could just use it. I guess we wouldn't have to call and activate it, but we haven't used it in years and years and years. So we don't have any credit card debt. Our car's paid off, so we don't have a car payment. But basically what I'm saying is, we don't have any bills that we could pay down besides the house, and we don't want to pay for like 2 house payments a month. I mean, I guess we could, but we wouldn't want to do that. So really, unless we did try to pay more on the house, the bills are what they are, you know, like the water is what it is, and the electric is what it is, and my weight, I'm fine with what I weigh, and I'm fine with my like fitness goals and stuff like that. I'm completely fine with that stuff. And so you know, the resolutions, there are no like I know some people resolve to read, I'm going to read 50 books this year, or I'm going to read so many books this year, or I'm going to walk every single day, or stuff like that. For me, it's like, I don't know, I don't need to do that. I'm not that type of person who desires to make goals like that. I know I'm going to walk every day, so I don't need to resolve to do that, because I'm just going to do it. To me, that's a habit. That's not a goal I have, because I already do it. It's just habit. And as far as reading a certain amount of books, I just don't care enough about that to need to put that, like, to make a resolution about that. It's like, if I read, I read, and if I don't, I don't. Most things that people make as resolutions, that's how I feel about it. It's, if I do it, I do it, and if I don't do it, I don't do it, and I'm okay if I don't do it. You know, it's not, I just don't have any, like, oh, I failed that goal this year. I mean, who's going to penalize you? I mean, I just, you know. Another thing people do, and I don't understand it, so I'm not making fun, I'm not judging, because I truly don't understand this, is they'll give themselves like a word for the year. I'm not that person either. Because a lot of people give themselves these words. I don't know how they come up with the words, number one, but then they'll come up with these words, and I think their life is supposed to reflect those words, or they're supposed to try to manifest that word like through their actions throughout the year. And the people that I've seen do that, it never pans out. It never like correlates, the word never correlates with what's going on. So I don't do that either. So I hate to say it, and I mean, I don't hate to say it because it doesn't bother me. I'm sure that would bother a lot of people, that I don't have any resolutions and I don't have a word for the year. And I also don't have one of those vision boards. I don't have a vision board. I have dreams, but I don't feel the need to like take a picture of it and put it on a board somewhere. I don't have the need to do that either. That's one of those things. I think a visual probably helps a lot of people. For me, it's enough to have it in my head. I can tell you one thing that I didn't do this year that I haven't done probably in all the years Kevin and I have been married. Well, since I've been a kid. Since I've been a kid, is I didn't buy a calendar this year. So I have always been one to have a wall calendar. Like I'll buy a big wall calendar, hang it up in the bedroom, and the first thing I do is I go through and I write everybody's birthday. I bought a wall calendar for Gavin this year, our grandson, because I thought he would have fun writing like birthdays and like when his mom is going to take him to D&D, or when he has like a friend's going to spend the night, he could write that down on his calendar. I thought he would enjoy doing that. But I, for the first time, did not buy one for myself because honestly, I didn't want to spend the money. I did not want to spend the $15, $20, whatever, for that calendar because I thought, you know what? Let's try to give it a go without having the calendar. Let's try to remember these dates. Maybe it'll be better for my memory if I try to wake up and be like, okay, today is this date and this is the day, and be aware of what day it is instead of depending on the calendar, or instead of like Kevin puts like special dates in his phone, and or instead of depending on that, I'm going to just try to get up and just know that this is what the date is, and this is, today is so-and-so's birthday, and they're such and such years old, because I've gotten dependent on that calendar. I've gotten dependent on Gavin's birthday is on this date, and he's going to be this many years old because I write it on the calendar. He's going to be this many years old. He was born. Now I'm going to try to do it to where I'm not dependent on that. So I did give up the calendar this year, and we'll see how I do. Well, that probably sounds crazy and like a little thing to some people, but I just want to see how I do without that. I want to like test myself. But anyway, you'll have to let me know. Do you have a word of the year? Do you have a vision board? Do you make the resolutions? If you do make resolutions, what are you resolving to do? And are you writing it down on paper? Are you just keeping it in your mind? Do you put this somewhere? Do you keep it in a journal that you want to do that? Just because for me, that's one more thing to do too, is like a lot of people keep all these journals and books and stuff like that, and it's like that's one more thing I have to keep track of. And for me, I'm trying to let go of things, extra work. And so that would be one thing that's like, this is an extra thing, I'm having to write this down, and even though it only takes a second, I want to give it up. So the calendar was just one more thing, you know, it was one more thing that I gave up. Made my life easier, I hope. We'll see. Hopefully I don't forget anybody's birthday. But anyway, I hope everybody is having a great start to the new year. I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to get back into the stores a little bit this week because it had been a little while since I feel like I had filmed in the stores, you know, and so I tried to show you some of the Valentine stuff and all that. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing it. For the most part, it's mainly Valentine stuff, but some stores, in Walmart, they are getting just a little sliver of Easter stuff out as well. I think they know that if they pull it out, people are going to buy it. So I think it's all fun, so it doesn't bother me if they bring it out early or not. But I hope you all have a great week, and thanks for watching.